Hi there. Do you like Christmas? Do you like Christmas presents? Do you want a lot of them? Are you a cheapskate? Well, then I have advice for you. We're like 5 seconds in and this video is already cringe. Listen up, this is how you're gonna get as many Christmas presents as possible for as cheap as possible. Hear me out. Over the past few years, I've been very experienced in being successful at this, and almost every year, my siblings watch me open almost double as many presents as them, and they genuinely wonder if my parents spent more money on me, and the answer is no. I'm just smart like that. I've mastered this, okay? First of all, I don't know if your family makes a budget for you where you have a set amount of money that they're gonna spend on you for your presents. Mine does. So every year I plan out a list of things and calculate the amount of money to make sure that everything I put on my list will go up to that amount of money so that I'm not going over and then I don't get everything I want. That sounds so selfish. Yeah, I just plan out everything so I can make sure I get everything I want and make sure that it stays in the budget. So first of all, if you don't do that, I think that's a good plan to do first. So basically I make a Google Doc and that's where I put all the links of stuff that I want. Even if I don't have it all calculated yet, I just go to online stores and paste what looks interesting to me and put the link there and store it all up. Then later I might do a process of elimination. Now, one of the biggest, most important things to do if you want to get as many things as possible while staying in the budget, make sure to buy all of your stuff during Black Friday and what's called Cyber Monday? Yeah, Cyber Monday. I don't care if you think it's too early to celebrate Christmas or plan for Christmas or whatever. Shut up. Trust me, so many things are on sale. You'll get so many things half off or just on discounts and stuff. You need to buy it during that time. And also look for stuff when that's coming up so that you can see what's on sale, obviously. Also, if there's expensive things that you really want and you're this isn't cheap, it's gonna take up a lot of money, or maybe it's not going on sale or whatever, you really want those things, those are your staple items, I would recommend putting them on your list first so that you can work around that price with the other things that you buy, if that makes sense. But as for the other things that you buy, you really need to lock in and really make critical decisions. I'm acting like this is one of the biggest decisions of your life. You need to really decipher between everything you're looking at, okay, what's really worth it to me? Don't just buy something just because it's cheap. Buy something you really want, but also, make smart sacrifices. Think about what you're genuinely gonna be happy about opening on Christmas, because you don't just want to fill up the list just to get a ton of stuff that you don't want. But let's say there's this cute jacket that's more cute than this other one you're looking at, but it's $20 more or something, and you still really like the other jacket, just get the other jacket, because if that jacket's $20 compared to 40, then you could either buy two $10 things or one other item that you really like. Just think about quantity over quality, kind of. Are we making sense here? Are we getting each other? I don't know. Christmas shopping is a science, guys. This should be a major in college. The end goal should just be, okay, putting all these items together, what am I gonna be most happy opening on Christmas Day, and what's gonna give me the most of it? And if you'd rather have less presents that are more quality, better quality, or more pricey or whatever, then go for that if that's what you want. But you can still get quality items for cheaper. And yeah, for example, from my experience, I know that if I buy too much of one category of thing for Christmas, then sometimes it's kind of boring to open all that. There's been times where I just got clothes and then I'm oh, this seemed fun when I put it on my list, but now that I'm opening it, all I got for Christmas is clothes, So I like to make a game plan first of okay, what are different categories of things that I like? How can I make this list as versatile as possible? So this year, for example, I put some skincare stuff on there because I really like skincare. I bought this cool curling iron thing that was the most pricey out of everything else on my list. It was like 60 bucks, but with that was more one of the like staple things where I've been wanting it for a while. And then for the pretty much the rest of my list, I put clothes, and I got like, I don't know, like 10 pieces of clothing, which would typically be like, I don't know, more than 100 bucks, like depending on the place, a lot. But I got them and it was only like half the amount of my Christmas money, you know, because I could spend the rest of my Christmas money on the other stuff. And these clothes were from a pretty good place. Yeah. And each piece of clothing was like no more than probably 30 bucks, if that much, even though the original price was way more, like more than 50 for most of them probably. And I got most of them for like 10 to 30 bucks. Like, you'd be surprised how many good deals there are during Thanksgiving time. Also, I know it may seem laborious and time consuming, but let me tell you, this is worth it. Really deep dive into stores that you like and check out each section of things that interest you. Obviously, don't do random things that you don't care about. But like, honestly, I've found it rewarding to even go to like the accessories section, because I wouldn't usually shop there, but a lot of times I'll go into the accessory section on like a website, and then there's like actually a lot of things that I didn't know they had, where it's like, oh, these are really cheap things, especially if they're on sale. These are really cheap things that I didn't think of that I would actually love to put on my Christmas list. And then those are nice little things to like fill in the little gaps of areas where you're like, oh, like I have $5 more to spend, or like 10 more, 20, whatever. You get the point. But as you're putting your list together, really go back every so often and put it in like a calculator, put together all the prices, leave some room for like taxes and stuff, you know, and be calculating like, okay, how much is this calculating up to? Is this going over budget? Again, in the beginning, it's probably going to be over budget, because if you're just putting on stuff that you like and then eliminating items. So yeah, just do a process of elimination, like really decipher, is this more worth it or is this more worth it? And then slowly take off items, and it might seem hard to do at first because you might be really attached to an item, like, oh, but I really want this. But trust me, once you click the delete button and you never see that thing again, it's not as hard as it seems like it will be. I think that's everything. So yeah, that's my video. If I forgot anything, then I don't know, maybe I'll make part 2 or I'll do something about it. But overall, that's the gist. Maybe you're like, oh, I already knew all that. Like, that's so obvious. And if so, then great. I'm not as smart as I think I am. If not, I hope that was helpful. And I hope that you get as many Christmas presents as possible this year. But remember, it's not about the presents. It's about the joy and such. So, yeah. Bye.